Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? So should I start asking questions? Okay. First of all, we all live now in living in a society of multi-screeners and multitasking. And that all this is narrow span. What are your thoughts about the role that search engine marketing, whether paid or organic, is playing in this hyper-connected era?
So first, I would clarify for everybody in here about multi-screeners. We're not necessarily speaking about people that are sitting at their desk with two monitors in front of them. We're talking about people that are moving between many devices throughout the day, sometimes simultaneously and sometimes sequentially. Just so that's clear. I think that people move between the two devices, and they use search to basically, come from their mobile phone, whatever they found there for the afternoon. A lot they land at their office, they're finished lunch, now they're going back to work. What was I looking at? They search again. They don't necessarily share the link that they were coming from. The most important thing in this era of hyperconnectivity, as you call it, is that your sites are mobile optimized. Let the experience on their cell phone, on their tablet be the same as what they're going to get when they get to their desktop. Make it as easy for them to transition and finish that transaction. A lot of people are searching and researching on their phones, but they're still more comfortable to punch in their credit card and actually make the transaction from their desktop.
Well, in this era of hyperconnectivity, I think it might not be the most efficient model, but it is important for us to continue to be relevant to our users and ultimately monetize mobile as a channel. It's very important to know that mobile search, tablet search, and desktop search are different from each other. Thus, we are changing our websites and our marketing accordingly. Well, for starters, yes, we can start with Google recommends responsive design, but it's important to note that in terms of mobile search, desktop, and tablet, all of them have their own separate user interfaces and algorithms. Thus, overall, for businesses, we need to make sure that we will be creating content that is platform specific in a way, but making sure that we are lowering the barrier between all these devices so it will still be streamlined. So I think that's the way for us to move forward in this multi-screen, multitasking era.
For us, what we're seeing is because of the attention span of the users are becoming smaller and smaller. It becomes more important now that you are at the top of SEO, because it means the user has only a few clicks that he can do on a page. Now, when we were starting Sulit.com.ph, we were able to generate a lot of traffic because of SEO. But recently, we are now seeing that Google is really pushing on SEM. Actually, you can see the pages of search result now, most probably the first one is just paid. So it means SEO alone won't cut it now. It means you should also be spending on your SEM. And also related to this, also related to the attention span, it means, for example, somebody searched for an iPhone 5 and they landed on your page. Your pages must catch the attention of the user. If the user is searching for iPhone 5, it means the first thing that he must see on the page is iPhone 5, and not ads going out not related to the site. So I believe just make your site more usable, and it must be related to the search terms that the user are using.
What about the content, the role that content is playing in the context of multi-screening? Because obviously you move from desktop all the way to mobile and to tablet, and content. What if you have, like, let's say, a long piece of content? People on iPhone didn't really typically read the entire thing; they skim through it. So do you recommend that you always have some sort of lightweight sort of content on your website for mobile, it's different content for tablet, or should it all remain the same?
For us, so we have the desktop page and we have the mobile page, which is a lightweight version. I say lightweight. Pages in Sulit has a user-generated content wherein our members are posting the text of the content. When you view it on the mobile, that content is not being shown. There is an extra click required for the user before we are loading that content. Why? Because we don't know how long is that content are being posted by the user. At least we know if we load the page at the first time, it will be fast for the user. It's up to the user now if you wanted additional content.
What is Solid responsive, or is it using the HTTP?
Solid,
yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. All right, no problem.
Yeah, maybe just to add, everyone's talked about PPC and PBM so far, but I think we also shouldn't isolate the other available channels that are out there right now to advertise, whether it's an existing website or something new that you're coming up with. You have social media. The Philippines alone has already 30 million Facebook users out there. Also, we shouldn't isolate people who have mobile phones. Again, on top of Facebook, the next, probably the biggest channel out there should be mobile. You have practically over 100% penetration in terms of mobile usage in the Philippines. So I think, again, combining search, social media, and also mobile will really benefit your target market a lot. Especially, I mean, given this age we're in, there's so much content out there, people are so distracted. You have to find alternative ways, whether it's just search or social or even mobile, to get their attention.
Okay. What about, this is a question for everybody, what about in terms of using mobile as a marketing platform? Do you recommend that you come up with a website that's responsive, or just come up with an app and let people just browse your website and app? I know there's a very famous author called Seth Godin, and when you go to his website, he lets you instead download an app, so it's always on your screen on your phone instead of going to the website. So what do you recommend? Is app a better strategy, or turning a website responsive a better strategy?
Well, for me, again, with the mobile side first. Again, if you'll be able to generate more traffic organically in your mobile site, then that's the best time for you to invest on an app. So it's for starters, go for a website instead of an application.
Okay.
So I agree with Toph. I believe you can segment your users into first-time users and users who are always using your site. For first-time users, it will be a hassle for them to go to your site, click something, download the app, wait for the app to download, then after it download, then click on it again. So the funnel is very huge for the app type of for the case of an application. So it means there's a lot of chance that you can lose the users through that funnel. So I believe the best solution is a combined solution for both mobile site and the mobile app. So it means the first thing that you will show the user is the mobile site, and maybe if he has been using the site for a long time, then you can have a banner or a pop-up that asks him to download the application or not. Or maybe if you have a subscription page wherein he enters his email address, then maybe send him an email just saying him, hey, we have an application, maybe you want to download it.
I think that everybody's using mobile detection on their traffic. So if you have both options, like definitely start with a mobile or a responsive site so that people can easily access you and not have to download something in case they're out of their bandwidth or whatever, their load. But you can do it right there and say, would you like to continue to the mobile site, or would you like to download our app? And you can give them that option right on their screen, right in that moment. And the important thing about the app is the push marketing that comes with it afterwards. Once they've downloaded you to the phone, You know, if you send out an email marketing campaign, like what's a good response rate in here? 10, 15% open ratio? Like that's probably like a really good response rate. With push marketing and sending it directly through to their phone, you're looking at a 90 to 95% response rate. So all of a sudden, you've created this extra level of interaction with your clients and another way to reach out and really capture them. And you know, it pops up in their the little corner and says like, "Hey, you have a message from Sulit or from wherever." Absolutely, they're going to click it to see what's going on, right? So you're going to have a much better response rate that way.
Absolutely. I think I agree.
I think also before even going to making a decision whether you'll go for a mobile site or an actual website, again, it goes back, what is the strategy of your online business? And along with that, you have to take into consideration who your target market is. Going back to some stats, the Philippines in terms of Southeast Asia is probably the fastest growing market when it comes to smartphones for last year. Currently, we have around 30% penetration in terms of smartphones. But again, you still have that 70% of the market who do not have access to smartphones, and much more, it doesn't give you a guarantee that if the target market has a smartphone, do they actually use data services on that smartphone? Or is it really just for show, for their peers? So again, I think even before, for the business owners here and those who are considering to build their own e-commerce sites, but you have to take into considerations, what's the ultimate strategy behind your e-commerce site? What's your unique online value proposition that you're offering to your target market?
Okay. I have a question for you, RJ. Responsive web is, I know it's still in its initial stages, and HTML5 is still, it's still new. What about Solid? Especially a site like Solid, which has I guess millions of pages, and not every page not every page can be in a small screen because there's a lot of information you want to give to the user. How do you go about tackling that issue with a site like Solid?
So, what's happening? Hello. What's happening in the company now is we have a push or a mandate to the entire team that we will be a mobile-first company by this year. It's actually difficult because when we develop features or new features for the site, normally we will implement it on the web. Then maybe after a few months when we get enough data, we will apply it on the mobile. If that is the way that we develop things in the future, it will really be difficult because there's a lot of things that we can cramp on a website, on a desktop site, then it will be difficult now to move it to mobile. Now with the mobile first thinking, it means we will initially develop the features on the mobile first. Then we are going now to apply it on the desktop. So there is no longer an issue that there's too much information because we initially thought of the features on the mobile first.
Okay. Search engines are evolving to add social as a very important layer on top of pretty much every activity they're doing, and Facebook is very uniquely positioned to do that because of, especially after graph search. What do you think? Why is it? Well, sometimes SEO, it's very hard for them to swallow this fact that social media is. SEO is dead because social media, they come up. There's always this argument going on, this debate going on that I always read. Do you think social media is becoming a very strong signal in influencing the search results? And also, what does graph search mean for SEO nowadays?
Well, not too long ago, businesses were viewing SEO and social as two different initiatives with two different budgets, with two different dedicated teams working on the campaigns. But right now, nowadays, businesses should look at social and search as a couple that should work hand in hand. That is, for them to be able to be successful. And of course, there's a recent talks in the internet about social and search convergence, and of course, the creation of Facebook graph search that is, it is a reflective situation wherein social is heading. That is the inevitable convergence of the technologies and methodologies of social media and SEO. But with regards to the Facebook graph search, for me, in the near future, very near, I think it's gonna be a very powerful local search recommendations engine. But again, as of right now, I'm not a fan of Facebook graph search. I still prefer searching on the internet, searching on this traditional search engine, providing me relevant information other than what my friends like and comment
Right.
on. So for me, again, Facebook is taking it slow. So let's see what's the improvements that they will be working on. But right now, it's really for social searches to generate social search results, not really as opposed to the concept of relevancy in terms of my search queries.
So you are predicting that it will become a very strong
It's gonna
signal.
be a very good local search recommendations engine.
Okay.
And actually add on to that just a little bit. I think with Facebook Graph right now, it really, like they've said, like this is the infancy of it. I think more than anything, it's going to be like an awesome demographics tool, right? You're going to be able to really, really drill down in your marketing. And for example, if you have a vacation rental property site and you want to market a particular property to people that you see that travel to Florida frequently, you're going to be able to target that and you're going to be able to reach that. I think the only way it's going to really become integrated into search, though, is if Facebook and Google do like some awesome deal, which would be great for both of them if they did. But as it stands right now, Google can't read the Facebook graph results, and I don't anticipate that they'll be able to. So I think that's going to keep some separation between what's going on there. I do not believe that traditional search methods or search engine optimization methods are going to be completely killed by social. The reason is Google, I don't know what the stat is on it now, but I know 2 years ago on any given day they were testing about 200 algorithms. So now you're still getting like very specific results, specifically if you're, or especially if you are logged into Google Plus, which is kind of Google's redheaded stepchild or whatever. But if you're logged in, you're getting results that are very specific to what you've been doing. The same way when all of a sudden you started seeing those ads in your Gmail a while ago, and they were really contextual to what was going on in your email. And people started screaming like, "Oh my God, they're reading me." No, some bot is reading you. But I think Facebook was really smart with what they did, right? Like, here, give us all your information. Tell us everything that you like, everything that you hate, and give it all to us now because we're just your friends. We're just sharing it with your friends. And now, they're going to have some privacy issues and so on. And I think that's going to be really, if anything, that could be like the Facebook graph killer is the privacy issues. People setting their privacy to not share, and then that information is meant to not come up anymore. But I think, Google uses the backlinks as a way to, like, they're very hard. They're getting very, very difficult. I don't know how many of you out there are doing, like, traditional SEO on your sites, and you're building backlinks through a company, or you're doing it by hand yourself? Anyone? No one? Really? One, two. Wow. Okay, so you guys should really look into that. I have some cards. I'd be happy to help all of you at the end of this. But at the end of the day, you can't necessarily, they're not going to be able to kill traditional search with social, because that's what Google's using to really tell people, this is how we want you to build your site now. We want it content heavy, we want it relevant, we want we want you to build your own brand in the space. We don't want you to go and buy crappy backlinks from Joe Blow over there because he says he has a PR6, which he got by spamming the engines. So,
Sorry.
that's okay.
There's a lot of people who thinks that SEO is organic. We all know why is it called organic search. But when you really come down to the detail and you look at it from, let's say, this perspective, you're hiring companies. By the way, I'm from Trulogic Marine SEO company, right? But you go and hire SEO companies, and you go basically hire freelancers and different link builders, and they go out there on the web and build tons and hundreds of links for you, then how is it considered organic versus social media when you have something really interesting to share and you share it on your profile and then people who resonates with it will go and share it for you further, and that's really organic. So how is
Well, in terms of the organic part, yeah, companies hiring SEOs to build things for them. Right now, it's very timely and it's very appropriate to use the term organic because of the recent updates, Google, Panda, and Penguin. Google is starting these efforts to devalue all these backlinks and really starting to look at other signals. And right now, there has been a saying that you should not build links. You should earn it. So
Right.
once you earn it, it's now becomes organic.
okay?
Well, for me, the term organic, in a sense, the reason why we are doing link building is because we know that Google is valuing all these links. It's organic in a sense that if it's just for Google, they wanted that the links are organically or voluntarily being placed by the users. Now, because we SEOs learned that the more backlinks that you have, it's the higher the rank that you can have in the search results. We are trying to game the algorithm. Now, when you go to social, when we reach the time that we know that a discussion in Facebook will have an effect on your ranking on Google, most probably SEOs will now also steer the discussion themselves.
Okay.
So we are just looking for ways to be able to affect the ranking, but it was supposed to be organic. We just found a way how we can control it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Just to add some insight, since I'm the one from the digital agency here. Actually, a lot of companies nowadays have a tendency to forget the importance of SEO versus SEM. There's been a lot of move towards using SEM over SEO. A lot of budgets right now are being spent on either PPC campaigns or PPM campaigns, wherein we all know, well, at least those who really practice SEO know that 80% of total traffic to any site is coming from SEO, more than paid traffic. So I guess just to add a little insight in terms of it being organic, especially for the companies who are here, don't forget about the most basic part of your website, which is really SEO.
Okay. And what advice do you have for everybody here who owns e-commerce site, bloggers or any type of sites? What advice do you have for them? How do they go about doing SEO and social media? Do you think it's good to connect them together or to do it separately? What advice do you have, all of you?
Absolutely treat it as one. They should work hand in hand. All of your marketing efforts should work hand in hand. One of the girls was talking about doing some offline marketing. Same thing though, you have to be able to track it back. All of your branding, everything should come together and work as one. The most important thing, because sometimes you work for an agency, I also have an agency. I sometimes feel like selling SEO services a bit like I was saying to the guys over here, a bit like selling snake oil some days, right? Like,
Yeah, agree.
I know exactly what you need to do. I can tell you all the tips and tricks for on-site optimization. I can show you where you need links. We can research it. We can even make phone calls and be like, hey, I have a client who wants to buy some links on your site. But at the end of the day, the algorithms are really what are going to either bump you or hurt you. So work it all together. Work it from the social aspect. Take what you can get. If you get one great post on Facebook, you're only getting that one backlink. So it doesn't matter if you have, tons of people talking about you at the moment anyways. And find a company that this is their primary, this is what they do. Don't try and do something that's not your core competency, especially here when there's so much outsourcing available. Really focus on what you're doing, which is building your business, selling your products, finding your clients, and let somebody else do the stuff that, is maybe a little trickier or requires some skills that are not part of your regular makeup.
Okay.
For me, what I learned for the last 6 years is that SEO is for long-term development of your business. In a sense, it requires a lot of number of months before you can see the effect of SEO. If you need a short-term goal, is SEM is the one to use.
Okay, what is that number one? I hope you guys don't mind sharing insights with everybody here. What is that number one, let's say the number one top link building strategy that you guys use in your organization?
When I started Sulit, the number one thing that I did is I created a lot of crowdsourcing thing within the community. So
Okay.
there's a lot of contests wherein they're going to post. Of course, Google already caught up with that. But the best thing that I learned is just to teach the community on the importance of exposing the links of their what they call this advertisements in Sulit outside Sulit. So in a way, we are educating our users on how to do link building that will benefit them. In the indirect effect is we have now these millions of users doing link building for us.
What about, let's say what about for a garage door owner, let's say, in today's SEO, who has absolutely no following and is new to the website on the web, what advice do you have? Garage door owner, obviously it'd end up competing with Amazon and those big brands. What advice do you have for somebody like a garage door owner to build links and make a presence on the web? Anybody can answer.
Well, for small to medium businesses, I think they should really start, well, again, put up a site or maybe just put up a free blogging site and then start writing. And if you are doing business, like for example, what's the business?
The garage door owner.
A garage
Just
door
made it up.
owner. For some extent, you have some expertise to share to other people, especially to your target market. And when you start sharing and when you start posting more content into your blog, then that's the time you'll be able to see that there's a growth in traffic. And once there's growth in traffic, that's the time that once they land into your website, you can go ahead and convert them as your as clients. So again, for small to medium businesses, there's nothing holding you back to start your SEO campaign. That is, to gain more online visibility, generate more traffic, and then later on convert them as your paying clients.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, I guess, well, coming from Movent, one of the things that we try to impart with clients is always start with a good strategy. Everything starts from there. Because from there, you'll also be able to determine, who your target market is. Then once you get into the business of trying to determine what kind of infrastructure you're going to use, like for example, if you have an existing Facebook page already, say you have already 200,000 fans, there are platforms available on Facebook wherein you can build stores already on Facebook without actually building a microsite. We've tried it out with at least one client, and it's as easy as building a store within a week or two. So again, always go back to strategy. What's the ultimate goal of your business? For the garage door salesman, how do you intend to market this product? Is it so different from the other products out there?
Okay.
For us, one thing I learned is just content. If you believe it or not, for the last 2 years, we haven't done anything new to Sulit in terms of SEO. But because of the content being generated by our users, it keeps on turning, rolling, and it keeps on growing and growing. So just focus on content if there's only one thing you can do.
Okay, I was going to come to content now. Content marketing is becoming very important, and the old cliche, content is king, is more important than ever now. Do you think should brands right now think like publishers, like those news agencies? Should brands also think like publishers? And what are some of the content marketing strategies that in your marketing department, your marketing folks are using in content?
Okay, so a couple of things there. Yes, content is absolutely king, and yes, as a brand, you should most definitely be trying to function as your own publisher. You should be building things. This is going to help in your SEO strategy. You should be putting content out there that is not only interesting and going to get you Facebook likes, but is also somehow relevant to you. You control it. You're building your own space. What do I want to say about that? Infographics. That's a huge thing right now. Video. Anything really visual, right? Like everything that we're doing online, it's really visual. The more, if you make a landing page and, people can't find your submit button or, put a little picture next to it, like a little picture of your head being like, click here, they're going to click because you've distracted them and brought their eye to exactly where you want it to be. So yes, as a brand, you should be thinking as a publisher. You are no longer limited to going and buying space in a magazine, and somebody's going to tell you what the demographic is and what's going on. You can go out and you can create your own publishing house. You can have your own online magazine, your own YouTube channel, and create and bring in the demographics and the people that are really specific to what you're trying to do. But keep it visual because that's what people are looking for. And I think maybe like the best example I've seen lately, and it made me really like excited, was what was going on with Pepsi at the Super Bowl. And literally between like the blackout happening, like they were on it. Their mobile team or their social team was there. They're like making banners, making ads, getting everybody, encouraging them to interact, and boom, it was the Pepsi show. You know what I mean? Like they had people like bringing in their own personal videos and uploading them with a Pepsi watermark on them, and then behind Beyonce, boom, a wall of Pepsi videos of everybody in the audience and what's going on. Awesome, great way to capture your brand.
How do you tie that to metrics like economic metrics for companies? It could be soft or hard metrics like revenue or engagement or anything of that sort. How do you tie content like that? Not the one you write on the website, but the one that's on YouTube, Facebook, or
YouTube, Facebook, you can still track, right? But when you're taking something, actually, Jen popped back, and this is a question I was going to actually give to you when you were sitting in the hot seat earlier. But how do you tie your offline branding efforts to your online branding efforts? And that's a little tricky, and it always has been, right? For example, the Tide NASCAR. I don't know if that's like a relevant example here, but Tide detergent spends millions of dollars to run their car around the track, and it's mostly dudes watching, I think. But why? Because branding, and people expect the Tide car to be there, and if it all of a sudden drops out, oh, what happened to Tide? What went wrong? Branding is not always something that you can necessarily equate to a metric. So that's why I said earlier, everything has to work together. And you have to be able to see that when you do some kind of really cool guerrilla marketing event with your branding that's offline and that isn't necessarily tied to a click, and yes, you can tell them, like, please go to my domain, blah, 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 /TV, but the chances of them putting in the /TV part, like, if you got them to your domain, awesome, right? If they actually put in the tracking bonus, coupon codes, so on and so forth, you can do that. QR codes are another great way to try and track it all back together again. Here, just scan this. You're walking by, you can do it on a huge bulletin. Scan this QR code, and all of a sudden, now you guys are also connected. More marketing, more connectivity.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not always possible.
For us, because we have done a number of TVCs for the last year, the way we measure the effect of the branding campaigns that we're doing is through the number one, direct traffic. Number two is the SEO using our brand terms. So by measuring that, we know how much of an effect that we are having by doing this branding campaign.
What about the whole mix attribution of it? Somebody read your content on a mobile phone, let's say, and then he goes on to his computer and then types in your brand name. How do you track that part of analytics? Sorry?
No, it will be direct. If it's first, it will be
very hard.
Yeah, it's actually difficult as of now.
Okay.
It's actually hard, but well, just to sell our company a bit, especially if you've known recently, NetBooster, which was the former name of Movent, was merged with Group M. We do have proprietary tools right now, because from our experience, especially with our bigger clients, there's a big question on how do we actually link performance coming from our offline campaigns with our digital campaigns. Because at the end of the day, it's all about which is the most cost-efficient channel should I be using, which are the combination should I be using. So I think one of the tools that
Social media. So it does seem like a big issue in the industry right now, and I hope I know Google Analytics has this option now, and I think Adobe is working on it. But I hope they come up with something.
But it's actually a challenge. Imagine if you're running a campaign that combines social, online, and offline, and you had so you will know where the traffic came from. So it's really a difficult thing to do.
Okay, it's just a bit hard to explain to an executive, you know, who's I mean, someone else reads emails for them. They don't have any time. So how do you explain that to an executive in numbers, in metrics?
Branding. You explain it to
Okay.
him as branding,
Okay.
right? That's really what it boils down to. At the end of the day, it all worked together to get this result, right? Like, yes, we can see we had, 100,000 clicks from our search campaigns, the paid ones, right? We can see that it cost us this much to buy that traffic. It cost us, and we earned this much. That's hard revenue. Those are paid campaigns. Social, SEO, like I said, they work hand in hand. So, if you caught them on the social side and dumped them in through the SEO side, that's okay too, but show those together, show that growth together. And the rest of it's just good branding. You don't always know how people find
Right.
you. You don't always get to know,
Absolutely.
but the fact is you can see those peaks and valleys. Well, we ran this huge campaign, and we started it on Monday, and we ended it on Wednesday, and our traffic went like that. So it had something to do with those campaigns. And now we can take each of those individual campaigns, and we can separate them, and we can
Okay.
run them 1, 2, 3, and see where the real peak comes again, right?
Okay, absolutely.
I think it's also that's the reason why it's very important, especially for bigger companies, wherein you have this type of situation that, especially for digital agencies like us, it's important for us to work with other agencies as well, especially the offline agencies, just so that we can really attribute particular traffic or activity to whether it's online, caused by online or offline sources.
And I think, sorry, just going back even some years, it was really, really hard to convince people that had like a truly online product that there was any value in offline marketing at all. Because they're like, well, I can take $10,000 and I can spend it on traffic and I'm going to get this result. Or I can give you $10,000 to go run some promotion and we have no idea what's going on. So, again, just sort of selling it as like a
Right.
whole functioning ecosystem of marketing.
What about the after sales? What is the role that content is playing in the after sales? Somebody who bought your product, where would your content fit in that scenario? How would you make sure that your content is increasing your LTV score? The lifetime value of your customer is increasing because they're rating something really good that you're writing and they consider you as a thought leader, so they'd rather stay with you versus leave you. What are some of the strategies in that sense? How do you engage them? How do you increase your LTV score using content? There's gamification. There's a lot of all those sort of concepts. Anybody?
I would review sites are a great way.
Right, yes.
Sending out surveys, using your mail system everybody has a mail system, I hope. But like being able to drill down to your existing client base and not just like love them and leave them, right? Like thanks, see you later. Like you should continue to communicate with them. You should continue your marketing efforts. They no longer have to be search and SEM, which, is what this panel is about. But, you should be in contact with them. You should
Okay.
be bringing them back to you that way.
Okay.
I think that's also where digital CRM comes in. You have a lot of tools out there to do that. One of the main tools would be email marketing. The nice thing about email is that beyond just pushing a product to your clients, it could also be an actual customer relationship tool for you to build on. Not just selling the product, but also giving more information about the benefits of the product, I mean, the overall nature of where the product is in that particular space. Like for example, if it's a culinary product, you can talk about a lot about cooking tips and such.
Right.
I mean, it plays a vital role, just much like social media, wherein you really build, once you've sold a product, you really try to build affinity for your product that'll extend the life of your customer within the whole customer cycle.
The other thing too with social, one of the things that you can do is try to locate in your list who is that person, who's a maven, right? Who, when you say something, they share it, and then all of their friends follow along, right? Who's that person that's really, really influential in your users? And then send them nice things, right? Send them, you know, products. If you're doing makeup, if you're doing clothing, send them stuff. Make them talk about you. Make them put it on their Facebook page and talk about how awesome this company is and they sent me all this free shit and hey, you guys should come check it out too. Identify those people in your lists, be it mailing or really primarily those social, Twitter at that point.
I think there's a text-in question. Can we have them? Can we show them on the screen? So question to the panel, what is the status of affiliate marketing in terms of online marketing? It comes right after SEO and SEM in Europe and the US. So can we have affiliate marketers experts?
Well,
And we have thought for that.
well, it's too bad. It's too sad because we really don't have a very strong, or we really don't have any properly rolled out affiliate program here in the Philippines. I know some of the companies tried to introduce this by using like brand ambassadors, but it seems that it doesn't work for them. Because the secret about affiliate marketing is really put up, you know, affiliate program. You have this some kind of efforts into recruiting traffic partners, and then you have a very strong and encouraging rewards program for your affiliates. And unfortunately, here in the Philippines, we still don't have that. So I am encouraging all those e-commerce sites out there, maybe group buying sites, to go ahead and start your affiliate program. Do some, you know, more encouraging rewards program. And here in the Philippines, we've got a lot of traffic partners that you can find here. You just really need to tap them because for the information of everyone, well, we've got a lot of affiliate networks in the US. And unfortunately, many of our Filipino fellows are not qualified, or they always, you know, being denied. So I think it's really, yeah, it's really about time for us, you know, Filipino e-commerce companies to tap our strong traffic partners, local traffic partners here, that is just really waiting for you, you know, to really have them on board. So I think.
So part of the reason why Philippine affiliates get constantly denied, it's a fraud check, right? We had some processing panels up here earlier, I think. It's not that we're rejecting the traffic from the North American networks, it's that we're unsure of the source. So a lot of the times, if you do happen to have a ton of traffic and you don't know what to do with your US traffic, then yes, you should reach out to these guys and you should speak to them and you should identify with them and say, hey, like, I'm a real person. I actually have this PayPal account that works and you can send money there and it's going to be okay. And this is how I'm sending traffic. I'm doing it through SEO. I'm doing it through SEM. I'm doing it through mail lists. I'm buying, you know, display ads. Here in the Philippines, there isn't a strong affiliate network. I can't think of. Part of it is processing. Part of it is having things set up so that the affiliates can be easily paid. I run several affiliate networks out of the Philippines, and there's more than enough qualified people here to send the traffic, act as affiliate managers, which is really the important thing, right? Think of affiliate marketing as going out and hiring 500 really awesome salespeople that you never have to pay a dime to unless they make money for you. But in order to get those people, in order to find those people, you need a really strong salesperson, one. one salesperson that acts as an affiliate manager that understands what's going on online. And then your reach actually becomes much more than 500, because here you all understand how to process Asian traffic. You all understand how to process within this country and how to get a site up online that does that. That is your advantage to go and steal all the US traffic that has Asian traffic being scrubbed off currently. None of them, this is really good advice, guys, if anybody has the ability to set up and do this, like, all of the US traffic, or all of the US programs scrub off their Asian traffic. They don't know how to convert it, they don't know where to send it, it goes away, you don't get paid on it, it's considered dead. So if all of a sudden you could go to these US networks and say, hey, I understand that you're generating leads for insurance, you know, or banking, mortgages. We in the Philippines also require mortgages, and I have this whole system set up where these banks here will buy those leads. So, you know, I'll pay you like 15 cents a lead because you're going to scrub it off and it's going to do nothing anyways. And, you know, we're taking it back to the Philippines, which is a third world country anyway, so we don't have very much money to pay you. So just 15 cents, right? Just lie, they don't know. And basically take it back here and sell it to the banks for, I mean, I don't know what a mortgage lead would be worth here, but probably at least, I'm going to say 25 bucks, 1,000 pesos maybe, right? But that's where the disconnect is. It's not in a lack of skills, it's just in a lack of effort, really.
So maybe anybody from here can go and tap into this industry and start their own affiliate network. I'll be the first to fund it. So
Yeah.
I'd be happy to build it. I have all the software sitting there. We work. It's ready to go. Just give me the products.
Because the environment is ripe for it already. I mean, like what I've said, the traffic's already there. You have numerous bloggers already posting on a daily basis with different types of content. And you already have, whether small to medium or even large companies are getting into e-commerce. So it's really just about, number one, having a robust platform that can manage all of the transactions that are coming in and also measure the traffic that's coming in through that affiliate marketing program. And secondly, you know, a group of people who are, you know, really able to set up the relationships between the merchants and those who are writing the content, to those who are, you know, on the social media space and the blogging space, and merge those different environments together to create that affiliate program that will really work in the Philippines and probably just in Asia also.
yeah, and what's really interesting is it's not that not a lot of people know about affiliate here in the Philippines. I mean, there's a lot of affiliate managers working in companies here. I've come across so many of them here. I think CJ has a office somewhere in Cebu, I guess, and some other big providers has an office there. So it's not that nobody knows about it. I think everybody, I mean, affiliate managers that I've come across here, they're amazing. They have so much knowledge about affiliate marketing. And there's some big ones too. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know there's one affiliate here in the Philippines that has made like millions. So, yeah.
I'm just discussing with the RJ. I think he's gonna be starting the platform, the development of the platform tomorrow, right?
Well, even though there's no affiliate network here in the Philippines, I believe for each website, for each company that you have, you can start your own. We did it in Sulit. We have a gamification system that we created in Sulit, wherein if you invite someone to join Sulit, you're going to earn some Sulit currencies. It's just a virtual points, but we call it an online ego for our members. The more points that I'm getting, the more online ego, the more it's like I'm becoming a veteran in the system. So what we did in Sulit is every time you invite someone, you're earning 100 Sulit currencies. When you post a topic on the forum, you're earning 10 Sulit currencies. When you reply, you earn and you earn. So what we're doing is we're just teaching the users. We started saying if you post the link of your advertisement outside Sulit and you show it to us, we're going to give you 500 Sulit currencies. So for us, we are not spending anything. It's just bits and pieces in the software. But we have now these thousands and thousands of our users doing affiliate marketing for us. But technically, we are not spending anything. Then we started giving premium services wherein they can now spend those sulit currencies. So for premium spots, featured locations in the website, they can now use it. So gamification.
Well, maybe instead of calling it as an affiliate marketing, it's more of the CPA marketing side of things. That is the cost per action marketing. That is, in the Sulit's case, it's more of encouraging more users to be on the website. And every action that they'll do, they'll get, currency. So it's more of the CPA, but really what we're really pushing here in the Philippines is really for affiliate sales, for products and services to be promoted through affiliate marketing. That's gonna be cool. It's gonna be awesome for us.
Okay. Let's
Okay.
have somebody from the audience ask questions. Anybody? Please go ahead. You might want to try that other one.
Okay. Yeah, good afternoon. I'm Sarah. I represent Nestle as a company. Okay, a company like Nestle always has to work within a very strict cost to sales. Usually it's 5%. So every campaign we do, there should be a cost to sales, and that has to be taken into consideration. So this question is for the agencies among the panelists. How open are you to a shared KPI, wherein you only get incentivized based on the revenue that you bring in to your client? And if you can share with me best practices among your bigger clients, I'd be happy to hear that. This is my question for the agencies, and a separate question for Sulit.com, but not necessarily under the topic of online marketing. I'm just curious, for Sulit.com, what I like about it is that it's very straightforward. Like what was said about Multiply, I was able to implement an event by just procuring some stuff from from Sulit.com. But just wondering, when do you plan to improve the aesthetics of your of your website? It's usually filled with just words and the pixelized pictures of your merchants. So when do you plan to improve the whole look and appeal of the site? So my question first for the agencies before my question for Sulit. Thank you.
Sige. I'll answer that question. I think, at least for Movent, we are open to that type of arrangement. In fact, we've done it with at least one client. I guess it's also on a case-to-case basis,
Okay.
especially dependent on the margin that the company is willing to share with the agency. Because technically, we're gonna be a seller for the company. And given that we've worked with different e-commerce platforms already in the past few months that we've started doing e-commerce within Movent, we can recommend what the best platform should be so that it's practically a win-win situation, not just for the company that we're building the store for, but also, of course, for the agency, since we do have man hours to pay for. So yes, we're definitely open to that.
Okay.
Well, for us, again, it's important to understand first what are your goals while you're doing SEO. It's not everything. Every client has his or her reason why he would like to implement SEO as a marketing channel for them. Is it just online visibility? Are you looking into for like lead generation, or you're really wanting to generate sales through your SEO efforts?
Yeah,
So
sorry,
if it,
to answer that,
Sure.
can I answer it already?
Sure.
We don't so much care about page views because those page views have to be converted to revenues right away.
Okay, so the next question is, on your website, what's in there in your website? Is the transaction happening within the website? What is your conversion? Where's the conversion happening? Are you selling products on your site, or are you selling services on your site? From that, then we can really, discuss and negotiate how we can be able to work together in terms of rev share. But usually, it really starts with online visibility. It starts with lead generation because the traffic conversion will happen later on. So that might be the challenge, as I think RJ discussed a while ago that SEO is an investment. It takes time. So like we already did like 6 months to a year work just for you to be able to generate traffic, because you will not generate traffic if you're not on first page or you're not on top rankings. So we've already done a lot of work. So I think that's gonna be the challenge. That is many months of amount of work, and then we'll be doing rev share. So that's where the challenge will come in. That is for you to it's for you to consider as well.
That sounds sneakily like an affiliate program. I think that, for us, we don't work with clients that way, because everybody wants us to do something rev share. Everybody comes. I have, you're Nestle, so that's a little bit different, I suppose, but like a lot of people really come and they're like, I have the next $1 million idea. All you need to do is completely build it for me, and then, I'll give you some of the revenue later. And then they want us to market it past that as well. So, but what it sounds like you guys would really benefit from is an affiliate program, and having a link that says, hey, promote us, and, some webmaster that has great SEO skills will sit there and build pages for you all day long to try and get these sales, and, then you never have to pay more than you're willing to. You would have to invest to create the affiliate marketing program, but that's pretty negligible compared to what it would probably generate for you.
Okay, for the sake of time management, can we just have RJ answer the second question, and we wrap up this particular panel discussion?
So I normally receive that kind of question. Maybe to answer is, number one, the look of the site is really subjective. In a sense, what do you want? A site like Sulit with millions of page views, or a very beautiful site without nobody accessing it? I believe we have 250 million page views last month. That alone shows that it's not really on the look of the site, it's really on the content, on the quality of the content that the users are seeing.
Absolutely.
Maybe the best example is Craigslist. We can bash all day how bad Craigslist is, but it's getting billions of pages on a day. So it does, in a sense, the users going to our site is not actually doesn't care about the look on how the website looks. What they care is about what are the items, what are the products are being sold there. So we are keen on focusing on that. Now, the reason why the website looks like that, because it's a user-generated content. It means we're giving liberty to our users to create content on the way they want it to. So we're giving them flexibility. Now, if we are going to be very strict on that, maybe some of our users will leave, will stop creating content for us, because we are now becoming very strict. Bold items are not allowed, very big pictures are not allowed. Pictures should be on this resolution. All those rules will result for our users to stop posting on us. So I believe the reason why we are at this stage now is because we are giving the flexibility to our users to create the content as they wish.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, Safar,
Yeah,
last shot, please.
Do we ask this from the audience?
No, maybe you as moderator
Okay,
of the session.
let's talk about PPC here. I think about a couple of weeks ago, there was this major change by Edwards, was the PPC Enhanced campaign. I'm sure everybody here knows about it, and those in PPC knows about this. And there's a lot of discussion going on. Some say it's a huge change. Some say it was expected. What do you think? First of all, Enhanced PPC campaign, this change is about, and second, why was it so important for Google to come up with this right now when mobile's been around for so long? Anybody?
My view is that the positive thing about the positive thing about the enhanced campaign is that it makes it easier for small publishers to try mobile. Because before, when you want to create a mobile campaign, there's this very complex screen or tool that you're going to use. Now it makes it very easy for them. But as I see it, it's just a way also for Google to earn more money.
Yes.
Okay, right.
Well, for us, publishers and advertisers, we really hate it. Why? Because we spent a couple of years restructuring everything that is, properly segmenting all of our accounts, and then, for us to allow to, the granular targeting, budget allocation, strategy, and all those. And then come February 2013, we all, go back on the drawing board. So it's really not a very good, step and action by Google, but we truly understand the concept behind it is that for us advertisers, we need to embrace all channels. That is any channel, not just specific on tablet, desktop, or mobile. So again, well, the good thing about this is that because of the added feature in terms of the vector bidding on geo and time-based targeting, as well as the device-specific targeting, I think it's a very, very good feature. But as of the moment, we still have until to June to really wait and see what will happen, and we will take it from there. But really, for us, we really hate it because,
Well,
we
Google is there now. They have an office, and
Yeah.
there's a huddle dinner going on. I think March 20, so you might want to join us. And
Yeah,
and
so yeah, that's it. So, but again, for small, like for the ones who would like to get into mobile, it's a good initiative by Google that is, to have all campaigns and under one
Right.
account. So that's one of the advantage, but disadvantages a lot.
Okay, we really hate to stop the discussion, but we need to manage time. And I think we're going to wrap up now for this particular session so we can move to the last session. Okay, so we want to...
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.